No, I really appreciate you taking time to talk to me. You doing okay?
Sure. I am doing fine.
So the first thing is explain your position with ARC and what ARC is and what it does.
Sure. So I'm the Chief Executive Officer at the ARC of Center County. So the ARC is a local nonprofit. We started in 1953, and we provide services and supports to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So, I mean, that's kind of like the standard answer. And the ARC's mission is to embody and enhance the lives of people with disabilities, but to do so through promoting human rights, inclusion, participation in the community. And we serve people across the lifespan.
And how long have you been involved with ARC?
So I've been at the ARC for 21 years. So I've been there a little while.
You know what you're talking about.
And I've been in this role for probably 8 or 9 years now.
And what is the interaction or the relationship with United Way? Obviously, they provide you with funds, but maybe you can talk a little bit about the specifics of what you're able to do because of the money from the United Way.
Yeah. So the United Way is a crucial partner for us. They, as a partner agency, we take great pride in not only the work that we do in the community, but the interactions that we're able to have kind of with each other, other partner agencies, and certainly the reach goes far beyond them as well. The United Way helps us to provide funds that there may not be other funding for. So they kind of help us to fill in gaps and to look at places. And it often winds up being rural parts of the community, places that we just can't get to do the services that we would like to provide, and or to enhance those services. The United Way helps to fill in the funding that makes it more feasible for us to go to kind of the outlying areas of the county and really make sure that we're transporting people to appointments and that we're able to get people to the places that they need to be to have their physical and their mental needs met as well. So physical health, mental health, but also just being part of the community. I mean, a big part of what we do is just trying to help people be included and involved. So I would say the people we support volunteer probably more than the average person volunteers. I mean, they're out in the community and they're doing things. They're trying to learn skills for those opportunities, but they're also, giving back in great ways as well. And so it's a nice partnership to be able to not only receive funding to help us carry out our services, but then for the people we support to be able to give back to a lot of those agencies or other agencies in the area. That's a really
right. So you mentioned getting people to appointments. What are some of the more other tangible things that could happen in a day today with ARC?
Oh, sure. So, I mean, our services are completely customizable. So we meet the needs of the person wherever they are. And we serve people across all parts of the lifespan and also all different types of services. So we work with people who live in a community home, which would be a home that the ARC owns and kind of operates, but it would be in a standard neighborhood. There's no sign out front that says the ARC of Center County. It's just a house, and we support people. And so those people may literally need assistance with every activity throughout the day, or they may be fairly independent. We really serve a wide range. We serve people who live in their own homes. So we could serve people who live in, Bellefonte, Yarnell, Millheim, all kind of over the center region, and they may have appointments or things they need to do here. They may just need to go grocery shopping, or they may have a volunteer activity they need to do for the day. So really the outcomes that we work on, we call them outcomes. The outcomes that we work on are completely customizable to not only what the person's needs are, but what their interests and desires are, right? So services aren't kind of a cookie cutter piece. They're really something that's customized to where that person is in their life and what it is that they want to achieve.
Which makes it cool because it's not like standard, and you're agile, right? And what you can do. And you mentioned partners. Who are some of the other United Way partners that you work with?
Oh, so we do a lot with the YMCA. We certainly have people who volunteer all across different agencies. We do a lot with the YMCA, certainly the Center County Food Bank as well. A lot of collaboration, Easter Seals, trying to think of other ones. There's so many in so many different ways. And what's really cool about the types of services and the connections we can have as partner agencies is it can be, for example, a really simple thing like we could be volunteering. We could be doing a one-time volunteering project like, volunteer for the day of caring even, or it could be a long-term volunteer relationship. We also have a division that United Way helps us to fund, which is called Nittany Employment Services, and they focus on competitive integrated employment. And October, woohoo, is Disability Employment Awareness Month, so plug out to them.
Yes.
They jobs in the community, but a lot of our partner agencies are those types of places that will also employ people with disabilities. And so we can help, them along the point of getting employed, make sure the employment fit is good, learn new skills, coach them a few hours a week while they're usually working mostly independent. And partner agencies are great employers as well. YMCA and Easter Seals, shout out to both of them, are really great.
Yeah, and you've mentioned volunteers several times. Where are you finding your volunteers? And I'm guessing they're probably finding you also.
Well, yeah, so we have a lot of the individuals we support and volunteers. So when I was just referring to them, I was kind of referring to those pieces. We have a lot of people who we serve and support who want the same exact type of meaningful things that we do when we volunteer. They want an experience. They may want to learn more employment skills, or just explore interests. We have a lot of people who like to volunteer, of course, with pet organizations, whether it be Pets Come First, Nittany Greyhound. Those are all really great places. When COVID isn't, as much of an issue, we've always volunteered a lot at long-term care facilities, Foxdale, as well as some of the other, local places. I've always been very welcoming. Elmcroft is another one, just to help the individuals we support be able to give back in the same way people help them. They still have an incredible amount of skill and talent to give to others.
Well, it's almost like you're a sorceress, because I was going to ask you about COVID, how it affected you and how you are moving forward through COVID.
Yeah. So COVID has been an interesting roller coaster ride, hasn't it? For each of us in our own personal lives, but absolutely in the personal lives of those that we support. So as an agency, we are essential workers. So the services we do are essential. And so certainly through COVID, we've seen kind of an ebb and flow. Some of our services didn't change at all. Some of them, we still need almost the exact same, staff numbers and ratios that we had previously. Certainly at the height of the pandemic, when we weren't going out into the community as much, there was an ebb and a flow, and we just had to become more creative, like we all did in our own lives. How do we socialize, right? Like, how do I get to the grocery store, feel safe, feel comfortable, get to my doctor's appointment, still have interactions, have that, those positive things that we need to keep ourselves going. So the pandemic has definitely taught us to be creative in many of the same ways that we do in our own lives. From an employment perspective, everyone out there who's trying to hire employees is really challenged with that. And I'd say the ARC is among those, always looking for, a few good people to help carry out our mission. But for the people that we support looking for employment, it's been an incredibly positive time. There's a lot of workers, lots of employers, looking for workers. And we have plenty of people who are associated with our employment department and really looking and ready to work. So it's kind of been a mixture, just like everything else in life, that COVID presented quite a few challenges for us, but it also opens new opportunities and ways to explore things a little bit differently than maybe we had pre-pandemic. So
right. Your services, are they free, or for
the majority of our services are funded through the through waiver dollars, which are Medicaid funded dollars. There's also a fair amount that comes from the county. Certainly we mentioned United Way is a big funder of that. Also, the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation provides quite a bit of funding for the services and supports we provide.
Yeah, so besides the obvious, you're always looking for donations and funding. If someone like maybe wanted to volunteer, or maybe they had a family member that wanted to utilize their services, how would they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so websites these days, are kind of a great way to connect with all of those resources. So our website is TAOCC, which stands for the Arc of Center County. That all makes it come together. The Arc of Center County, so TAOCC.org. And there's all sorts of information about those types of things, even just reaching out to us so that we can talk to you about what the type of eligibility we have and what the steps are to go through those processes. All of that information can kind of be gathered from that one location. As for volunteer opportunities, that's always a really great question, because the volunteering at agencies like ours is really broad. Like, we can have really deep volunteering experiences where somebody comes through and gets a training process and works directly with the people we support with a little bit of supervision and kind of check in, and they can create meaningful long-term relationships. We have lots of people who enjoy doing that, but a lot of people can't commit to that sort of long-term commitment. And so we have events or activities going on, and they kind of just put their name on a list, and we say, hey, we're doing tie-dyeing this week. Anyone want to come in and tie-dye? We did that this summer. We had some great volunteers who came and helped us, and we had a fantastic time. It was probably the first normal thing we did this summer.
Right.
Well, not really post-pandemic, but kind of post-pandemic.
Right.
Never had that much fun tie-dyeing before. So those types of things, opportunity for people to come in and be a part of what we do. And those just pop up periodically. So we're happy to put people on those kind of long-term lists, the short-term lists. And then we always need help with, of course, things like donations, but donations aren't always funds as well. You know, sometimes we're just donating connections and time. And so, yeah, we're always open to those and happy to customize them.
Well, it sounds like flexibility is a big word with you guys, like really flexible with what you're doing, what you're offering, how much volunteer time. And don't you have, like, in the Day of Caring coming up soon?
Day of Caring is coming up. So today's Wednesday. Day of Caring is tomorrow, I believe. We're very excited. I saw t-shirts lined up because we do have more than one physical location. We are so blessed with United Way volunteers who come in and go to multiple locations. So the t-shirt bags line up, Megan brings them or we pick them up and they get lined up and it's kind of like Christmas. It's like, ooh, who's packaging?
So where's your venue going to be? Or is it
so we have multiple, right? We have multiple community homes throughout the county, and they'll be doing mostly yard work, but other special projects at those locations to help beautify our locations and get things up before the winter weather comes.
Awesome. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. You've given us a wealth of information, so thank you for that, and then also thank you for what you're doing, and just keep fighting the good fight, I guess is the best way to say it.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me, but for also having the caring heart, both to you and anybody else who listens, the caring heart to listen and help carry out our missions. We rely on the community. And I always love the nonprofit piece because, in some places they call us community benefit organizations versus nonprofits. And I always love that term, community benefit, like we're here for the community, we're part of the community, and just wonderful to have people wanting to learn more about what we do.
I haven't heard that term before, but I like it. So thank you for that. All right. Well, you have a fantastic day and thanks again.
You as well. Thanks so much.